In this video, we're going to look at Navigraph. All right, what is Navigraph? If you guys are familiar with ForeFlight, you guys are probably going to understand what Navigraph does. These guys do charts, navigation data, and flight planning. So up until now, and I've been doing flight simming for a while, I've only ever used their navigation data, which updates the navigation charts, the nav data, inside of XPlane. So what I was looking for really was just a way to do moving maps. I wanted to have that spot on the map so I could be like, oh, this is where I'm at. But I also wanted to have VFR charts, which I didn't have because I'm not using ForeFlight anymore. So here's what they have. They've got the charts. You can go in there and use high IFR, low IFR. You can use regular VFR sectionals. And you can get in there and start looking around. You can start planning a flight, which I haven't done much on the flight planning side. But let's look at the nav data. Let's start there. So if you have one account, which is I would say a pretty nominal yearly fee. So when you install it, it'll actually go in and find every flight simulator on your system. So if I had XPlane 11, XPlane 12, and Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I do on that system over there, it'll actually go through and update the nav data on every single one of them, which is really cool. So we're now at 2403 revision 1, and this is actually, I think, all set. So let me make sure here. It's going through, updating. It says current cycle is 2403. Yep, so we should be good after this updates here. So we should be good on the nav data. And we got that set here. So if you have an account, you go to your downloads. You can download your charts. You can put it right on your system. Or they have a cloud-based system as well. The FMS Data Manager is what I just updated everything with. Symlink is what you're going to use to basically connect. It's a small app that they created to speak to your flight simulator, which is also going to speak back to the maps. So what's cool is you can actually put Navigraph on your phone or on your iPad, and you can use it just like it was ForeFlight. Let's look at the charts on here and just kind of get an idea of how that looked here. So you can actually see approximately where I was last time I was flying. It looks like I don't have XPlane running at this time, but this is where I was at. And you can see it's just a regular VFR sectional here that I'm running on. Over here, you got our low. I can go to our low IFR charts. I can go to our IFR high charts or FAA sectionals. It's just your regular everyday NACO charts. So that's what I was in there for. Now, if I wanted information on a particular airport, maybe I want to fly into Brooks Marshall Airport in Michigan, which is actually way over here, then I would go there. I can pull up their charts, procedures, weather information, charts, approach. I can actually pull up the charts like this here. It's actually going to give me all the information that I need and show me what I need to be able to brief that chart and fly that approach in real life. Now, it is using Jepson data. It's not using the FAA NACO charts as some folks might be used to. But you're going to get the same information. It's the same info. It's just kind of delivered in a slightly different way. So load up XPlane. Just going to resume the last flight. So I've got XPlane up and running. Here's an idea of Symlink. It's actually going to give you the data that you need, give you the plugin status. Hey, it's installed. It's working. And then down here it's going to say broadcasted flight data to server successfully. That's what we want. You can now see that it is locating me where I'm at, and I can pinpoint myself right here using the little pink arrow thing there. So it's showing me on the ramp at Kalamazoo, right here at the beginning of runway. It looks like 35 there. So, and that should follow me around. It was legitimately that easy. I set this up on both systems, and I only needed the one account. Yeah, it was definitely not on runway 35, because that was a really short runway. Down here, we can actually look at this, and you see that we are getting a message. One of them, it's just inside airspace. It's not telling me that my nav data is out of date, which is definitely what I wanted. Okay, coming over here, we can see that we are on the move, and you can see this in real time. If I move this, I can actually turn it off, or I can turn it on, and it should follow along. I can change the orientation and lock this in this way, so it's the direction of the aircraft. I'm in a slight left turn here. Like, you can put it into night mode, so if it's dark in your room like mine is here, I guess you can put it into day and night mode. And I can actually put the weather radar in here, so it's a pretty clear day. There's not a lot of weather here right now, but you can see there is some kind of coming down here. And I think that this is real life weather, which is really cool as well. And what I'm guessing I should do at this point is probably straighten ourselves up. Again, if we're going to go to an airport, fly an approach back into, say, Kalamazoo, I got Kalamazoo. So I could pull up charts, approach charts. I could pull up taxi charts, airport diagram here. So this should pull up information. It's actually pulling up the charts right there for me on the map. So if I wanted to run the RNAV here, could pull that out, and we now have an approach chart for the RNAV approach into Kalamazoo and runway 5. Again, let's put that back there before we get too out of control. So what's cool is that these guys are a pretty big name. I never really realized quite, what exactly these guys did, because they really were only serving, I believe, only serving the Euro side of the big pond. So legitimately, like at the FlightSimExpo last year, these guys were the big sponsor, the Diamond Plus sponsor. This year they've got Orbix at FlightSimExpo, but these guys are killing it. These guys want to get their name out. They want to be here for you, for the community. So, and they're going to do that. So that's what this is all about. These guys have that cornerstone on this market. So as a flight simmer, as somebody using Microsoft Flight Simulator, XPlane 11, XPlane 12, prepared, all right, possibly DCS. I'm not sure if they work for them, but you guys need to have something like this if you guys are going to be serious flight simmers, because you need to see where you're at. You want to be able to look at a VFR chart or a low IFR chart, and you want to be able to do your instrument approaches. You want to have access to those charts, to those frequencies, and you want those frequencies to always be updated, because if they're not, if you don't have this, then it's really not going to help you to be a flight simmer. You're just out there screwing around, going from place to place. If you want to be serious about this hobby, you need something like this. You need Navigraph in your life, okay? These guys are going to be there, I think, for the long haul. These guys have a good program, and they're always growing and trying to make their program bigger so that you guys out there can have a much better experience in the flight simming world. All right. So all that said, hopefully you guys agree with me. I really enjoyed what's going on here. Hopefully I'll be able to make another video on flight planning with this. And that's it. That's all I've got on this particular video. But leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys think. What's your experience been like with the FlightSimExpo, with Navigraph? And maybe there's something better. What do you guys think? Is there something else that you guys would prefer to use? All right. Hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to see more content like this. And I hope to see you guys in another video soon. Take care. Hey, if you haven't already done so, head over to EliteSimBuild.com, grab a copy of our home flight simulator resource guide. Do that thing where you click the button, give us your email address, and we will send you a copy of our simulator guides where you can get the resource list, the avionics reviews, a panel blueprint, so that way you guys can send that off to your panel guy, get all the parts and pieces that you need. You'll know exactly what software to pick up so you can get your Cessna 172 flight simulator built today.